Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman, here she comes, she's singing for you.
She's so hot.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman review. Jesse and the Hurricane. Oh yeah. Yeah. So right off the bat, we're gonna go into these quick.
So, first thing, Wonder Woman receives that picture from Bruce. That was that flashback to the World War One,
and
right?
it still makes it that this is involved in that universe, which the only connection during the whole movie.
It tells us that this movie happened after Batman vs Superman.
And this is a Captain America in the DC universe.
Basically. She's
like
way
back
hotter.
in time.
She's way hotter than Captain America, though.
Of course, man. Look at those legs.
It's true.
Come on.
And then we get childhood. She's young girl. She's the hardest trained Amazon.
That's the only thing that you feel in this whole thing about where she's from, though. That's all you get. The Amazonian life is only when she's a child, and then we don't even know her age approximately.
No, but she's young. She's still like a young adult when she leaves with Steve.
Yeah.
And then he takes her to England, and they eventually fight in the in World War One, and that's where you got that one scene when she's come out. Was it No Man's Land or whatever? She comes out there all slow mo.
No one else is doing it, but she says, "I'm gonna step it up."
Yeah.
And then
Basically
there's just that scene where dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That took 5 hours. It felt like,
I was ejaculating the whole entire time.
That's fine. She's a beautiful woman, but I don't have to see dun 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 dun. Like, come on. If you're not Schwarzenegger,
I'm gonna disagree with you because she's super hot. That moment was awesome. They could have made that longer, and I would have loved it.
Yeah.
So. And then.
Which I had no problem. I loved that part of the movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
The whole war scenes, all that shit was awesome because that's when she got down the most.
Mm.
My problem though is the villain, and you might think differently than me. And you always say you do. We've talked about this before.
So we have a show together.
Yeah, it's because whatever. So you like the fact that they showed less of the villain.
So yeah, I agree that he was not a good villain. But I like that they didn't show a lot of the villain. They focused more on Wonder Woman because it's her origin story. They need to focus in on characterizing her, bringing her up. And Ares is just he's just a villain of Wonder Woman. It's not a big Justice League villain. So she can, it can be, I get it, it can be, but she can just brush him off, fuck him up.
But when I don't care about the villain, I don't care about who wins or loses. Does that make sense? Like if you don't build up the villain and like, oh, we're gonna find out at the end, like the last fucking 10 minutes that this guy's the villain, even though he's been in the movie the whole time. It's just like, why do I care this guy who wins or loses?
Yeah.
I obviously know that this guy's not a threat. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that every DC movie has.
That's true, but the only thing that this movie did right is they did Wonder Woman right. The way they portrayed her, the way they brought her up, her fight scenes, the way she fought, the way she learned to fight. It makes you almost want to go back into Batman vs Superman and watch her fight scene again, just because you saw her develop now through an origin story. I kind of want to go back and see what she would be. What
I don't even think they did her justice because they didn't have enough time.
Yeah, and that. And
do you remember a Wonder Woman that had an accent like that? Even though I'm not tripping because that shit was sexy.
It was sexy.
I'm just saying. There's no Wonder Woman thing that I've never heard that she has an accent.
Same thing with Steve Trevor, Chris Pine's character. He's British intelligence, but he speaks like an American.
Well, let's be honest, Chris Pine.
It's Chris Pine. And he's undercover in the German army, right?
And he does a really good German voice.
Yeah,
that threw me off.
Yeah, he's a man of
many talents. And obviously, he knows what he's doing with the Amazon women.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest here.
That's gotta
if
be
you
rough.
can get an Amazon woman, you're kind of killing it in life.
Demigod, that's a goal in life.
Made out of clay, which I loved.
My pull-out game would be weak as fuck with that, for sure.
Sorry.
For sure.
I think I could pull it off. I don't know.
I would not.
I haven't gotten in the situation, but I think I can do it.
I would want to have a kid with a demigod. What are you talking about?
I don't think my sperm can handle that.
Dude.
I don't know if I have time. Anyway, back to the review.
Okay.
CGI for me, absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It really wasn't that good. But in Batman, it was funny. Like the comparison between Batman vs Superman and this is that the fight scenes weren't as good, but it had better CGI. in Batman vs Superman.
But because of the budget, probably.
The budget was more, so they must have had less money to work with in Wonder Woman because they still made good fight scenes. It just didn't look as good.
They worked with what they had.
Ares looked terrible in that last fight scene. It reminded me of what's it called, Doomsday and the big three.
That's
I think they copied it, right?
Totally, yeah. In a way, it's like, oh, okay, this villain. Because if honestly, I would have been with that other English guy that was doing the cocaine and getting all yoked out.
Yeah.
That should have been the villain from the get-go, right? And then you have Dr. Poison, who was just a waste of a character.
Yeah, I was kind of whatever about it the whole entire time, but I wasn't too bugged about it, like I said, because they more focused on Wonder Woman, so I was okay with it.
See, this is the thing that my cons outweighs like the good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I think at this point that's what brought down my review or how I felt about it.
Is the villain. Which is justified.
It's not just that CGI, the villain, and I get the CGI thing with the not having a good budget. That's okay. I get that, but the villains, the waste of a villain,
But Dr. Poison and Ares were okay to waste, I think.
No, not Ares to me, not Ares to me at all, because that's one of her major villains. But I'll give her this: she held the whole thing. That was her movie to take. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't think she had that much dialogue though. Mm-hmm. But for Gal Gadot, for her first like leading movie, I'll give her a fucking A+.
Yeah.
Will I give her a good review? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to that.
Well, let's get there right now.
Let me hear yours.
So, as good as it was and as hyped up as I'm kind of making it, I'm gonna give it a 3 3/4 beer for this, just because I can't push it to 4.
I don't like fractions. I don't roll that way.
That's because he doesn't understand them, but I figure them out for him.
But they're complicated, like a pizza cut
so
in half. I don't know.
3, and then you get like 3/4. You're almost at 4. You're
I'm
I'm
just gonna stick to a 3 review, and this is why. And you can explain yours, but I feel strongly about this. Is that it was better than every DC Universe movie that's come. Way better than Batman Superman. Even though the budget was like, the graphics or whatever, the CGI wasn't great, but I had fun. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a blast, and it wasn't, on that Marvel level. Mm-hmm. But I'll give it a 3. I have a couple of beers. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I want to rage.
You want to get there.
I want to get there. I want to go hard, but I just couldn't give it.
You're gonna have to watch another movie to get there. Then.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And you had 3 1/4. But why did you give it that?
Because like I said, I liked the focus on Wonder Woman, and Chris Pine killed it. Yeah. It sucks that they fucking killed him in the end, but
kind of had to happen though.
What if they try to do a little he survived?
He had a son, and then we're gonna meet him later.
Well,
his son would be.
He had sex with Wonder Woman. So.
Or what if he never died? Maybe they exploded.
That's what I'm saying. What if he never died?
And whatever was in the chemical kept him alive. Captain America style.
Because even in the comics, he's always around in the present time. He isn't really.
Well, how about we stick this to review and then we do another video?
That's true. That sounds like a good idea.
Theories.
You know what? I'm gonna meet you.
Coming soon.
I'm gonna meet him over there. I'm gonna meet him in that
I'll be there. But wait for our next review. Spider-Man.
Homecoming. July 7th.
Our number 3?
I believe so.
I think it's our number 3.
Yeah.
Our number 3 most anticipated
movie of 2017.
This year yet.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. See us there.
I'll find the guy who did this to us.
Right.